Hello, everybody. Don C. Weber back again at the SANS ICS Summit here in Orlando. This time I'm being joined by Kik Urlaub and Hahn, and they're both with MITRE. Actually, have you given your talk already? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, so they gave a talk earlier today that was recorded, and the title of it, Success Starts with Failure, Mitigating OT Security Risks Using Threat-Informed Failure Scenarios. So I really like the title, Success Starts with Failure, because I've had to deal with that with a lot of my security research. But please, can you let everybody know what your topic's about? And
Yeah, sure. So, as the name Success Starts with Failure kind of implies, we're kind of identifying a methodology here, starting with actual failures of your OT systems and using that to drive your analysis. So that's kind of where we start, the failure side, to help kind of narrow down how you're looking at your systems. Because if you start with just a broad swath of every possible issue that could happen in your infrastructure, it's just really difficult to get a handle on that. So if you start with what failures are you actually concerned with, it gives you a much easier way to start your analysis.
So are you talking about doing use cases around failures? Are you actually talking about taking your incident reports from when a failure happened? Both?
Yeah, I mean, both. I mean, there's a whole host of different ways you can kind of approach this. A lot of it depends on what you're actually concerned with. When we were looking at this, we're kind of starting with the attack for ICS impact category. So whether that's loss of safety or loss of intellectual property, kind of the question is always kind of what you're actually concerned with as an organization. That can be different for different organizations, right?
Okay, so is this kind of consequence analysis?
Yeah, there's a lot of parallels we can draw between some like INL, CCE, or some of the other methodologies that take that consequence-based approach.
Okay, Adam, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, and one of the uses of this is, we're looking at, we do a lot of work on the attack for ICS side, modeling, known adversary tactics and techniques we've seen across the ICS sector. And really it's to help organizations, as Nick mentioned, understand like what operational failures they have, and then how can they learn from the tactics techniques adversaries use, model those against their unique operational processes or technologies and architectures, and then use that to try to understand how would we defend against these? How would we respond to these? How would these improve our security operations so they can, understand? We've already done like mappings between attack techniques and mitigations we've identified on there. So the idea of this is, by starting with the understanding your operational failures, modeling attack techniques tailored to your architecture that could cause those, and then looking at what the mitigations are. Organizations can helping them better use what mitigation information we have up there, and helping them, provide confidence that they're addressing the tactics we've seen other adversaries use.
So it's kind of like the playbook example scenarios that they can leverage to build their own?
Yeah, really just a way that they can start modeling those scenarios for their own playbooks, right? And then they can use those across a number of things. They can use those to run tabletops. They can use those to perform more some of their security operations. How are they going to respond to those? What kind of analytics are they going to look for? So there's a broad set of use cases, but really by understanding, really down to the adversary tactics and technique level, better having more awareness of how they might be targeted, can really more broadly inform a number of different defensive, processes and technologies that are adopting.
Okay, so I mean, and that sounds like the takeaways from it. So, what kind of audience are you looking for? I mean, is this something that is more for leadership, or is it something that's more for kind of tactical engineers and operators and field technicians?
Yeah, and I think this is broad. I mean, I think from a leadership perspective, understanding understanding this, and you can we have an attack for ISIS are known attacks, right? These things have happened. So if you're trying to advocate for money or something like that, usually saying, hey, this is stuff that we know that similar organizations or similar techniques, that provides more credibility that that's a investment that you need to make, right? And so high level understanding, we need to invest in security. I think you can understand these scenarios at a higher level to say, these are similar to our environment. This could happen to our environment. We need to invest. If you want to maybe decide maybe much more technically what mitigations you're going to deploy, you then maybe you know, you need to model something in a lot more detail down to really specific technologies and down to the really adversary procedures that might exploit those. You know, really, you want to make sure that that technology is really tuned and tailored to that technique. And so, you know, the degree that which you model tactics and attack scenarios is important for the use case.
Okay, excellent. Nick, is there anything else you wanted to add before?
No, I think it's pretty well captured there. I mean, again, you know, kind of who it's for. I think, you know, the actual methodology is probably someone who's, you know, on the more technical side, but the outs out of the approach that can be consumed by a number of different levels. So.
Excellent. Well, so you know, definitely this is they've already recorded the talk. It's going to be out there on the SANS ICS YouTube channel. Well, where can people kind of get more information about what y'all are talking about? Maybe reach out to you if they're interested.
Yeah, so I mean, you can find me on LinkedIn and Twitter.
Okay.
Under my name is probably the easiest way.
Yeah, I guess LinkedIn. I think we have our email addresses in the talk.
Okay.
So yeah, put those in there. Those are the best way. Right?
Excellent. Yeah, and definitely their names are up on the ICS Summit site, so you can see it there. But watch out for their talk on the SANS ICS YouTube channel. I really appreciate both of you taking a few moments to kind of let us know what's going on and what you talked about today. So
Thanks.
have a great day.
Yeah,
and
you too.